We can talk to Thane.
Do you need something?
Let's talk about you.
Have a few minutes to talk?
If you wish.
The last time we talked, you started speaking about a past event as if you were watching it.
He does that a
Drell
lot.
have perfect memories. We can relive any moment in our lives with perfect clarity. It's difficult to control at times. Some of us disappear into, let's call it solipsism.
Sure. Solipsism. Is it solipsistic in here, or is it just me? Alright, tell me about solipsism. Let's pretend I don't know what it means, because I'm sure a lot of people have no idea what that means.
What do you mean, solipsism?
When a memory feels as real as life, it's as valid as life. Thinking about a moment brings back the smell of cut grass, the warmth of another's hand on yours, the taste of another's tongue in your mouth. Wouldn't you rather lose yourself in such a memory than spend the night alone, staring at walls of metal and plastic?
Alright, so they're not explaining solipsism. Solipsism means you're all by yourself, essentially. So what about bad memories, or more than I wanted to know? Tell me about this tongue in your mouth. Tell me about the bad memories.
Isn't there a risk that you could lose yourself in bad memories as well?
Of course. Remembering the times I've taken bullets is unpleasant. But I can look at my knee and see it's not shattered.
Oh, great.
The memories that are hard to escape are those of despair.
Well, tell me about the despair. More than I wanted to know.
Isn't that a rather personal memory to talk about?
Forgive me. Lately I've spent a great deal of time reviewing my life. I didn't mean to make you uncomfortable.
No, just continue, please. All right, tell me about the memories.
You can remember everything that happened in your life?
Nearly. I expect if we remembered the birth trauma, we'd never recover from it.
Super. So you remember every hit?
You can relive every assassination you've ever made?
In perfect detail. Every mistake I made. Every target's last breath.
Every pang of guilt?
That sounds difficult. At any moment, you could relive the guilt.
Guilt? No. I've never felt any particular guilt about my contracts. My employers killed them. My body was only the tool they used. If you kill a man with your gun, do you hold the gun responsible?
Yes. My gun doesn't have free will.
My gun can't decide right from wrong. You clearly do.
My soul does. But my body is merely flesh. Flesh whose reflexes were honed to kill. Drell minds are different from humans. We see our body as a vessel, and accept that it is not always under our control.
That's irresponsible, that's weird, or that's convenient. Let's say it's irresponsible.
So you don't assume any responsibility for the things you do?
Not every action performed by my body is a result of conscious choices. I take responsibility for those that are. Humans often believe in a soul distinct from the body. A spirit responsible for moral reasoning that lives on after the body's death. Our belief is just a bit more literal.
Alright, that memory you had before. Let's keep going. I'm not stopping yet. That memory that you had before.
The last time we talked, you remembered one of your assassinations. Something about sunset-colored eyes?
That time. Laser dot trembles on the skull. Spice on the spring wind. Sunset eyes, defiant in the scope. A bystander noticed my spotting laser and threw herself between me and the target. She couldn't see me, but she stared me down.
That was unique? That memory you had before, or so what happened? Alright, that was unique?
It was odd that you just blurted that out. Just another vivid Drell memory?
No. She was a vivid person.
Okay. I want more information about that, but I guess that's all we're gonna get. So what happened?
Did you take the shot?
Not that day.
I guess that's it? The memory I had before? Alright, I guess that's it. We've done these two options. I guess I have to go.
I should get back to my duties.
Shepard, I appreciate these chats we have.
You're lonely, your species is interesting, or it's just business. No, let's be relatively nice still. Relatively, because I'm still kind of insulting him. You're lonely.
You've spent a lot of your life alone, Thane.
Work fulfilled me. Reading. I barely spoke to anyone outside my family. It seems there will be no one to mourn me when I die. You're the only friend I've made in 10 years.
Oh, are they giving me the option to hit on Thane now? So many options here. Just a friend is never too late to change, or that a poor me, I hear. No, just a friend. They're gonna give me a check. I'm gonna assume that they're give me a check here. Just a friend?
Friend, huh? That's a start.
A start? That's intriguing. I will always be here to talk.
All right, 8 more Paragon points my way, and we can try to fuck Thane later. All right, let's head over to the port, where we can find Kasumi.
There you are.
Yes, here I am.
The Normandy runs so quietly. I'm not used to hearing my footsteps when I walk. One of the girls in navigation thinks she might be pregnant. Even aboard a Cerberus vessel, life finds a way.
Wait, which one in navigation? Why was I not informed of this?
I have to say, that Jacob? He seems pretty intense. I wonder if he likes Japanese girls with a penchant for kleptomania.
You could try talking to him.
Come back later. I'm sure I'll have more to talk about.
All right, so there was one thing that I was told I could do here that involved drinking a whole bunch of this. I don't know how many it's going to take, but I'm told that if I drink this a few times, I can get something to happen. So I'm going to try and see what I can get. Unfortunately, like, I have to go through this animation, like, each time. All right. No? All right, let's start mixing drinks. That's always a smart thing to do. Mix drinks and assume you don't throw up later. Down that goes, and now my stomach's all purple. All right, there we go. Let's keep going. I have a drinking problem. We need to sedate it with alcohol. Once again, this is helping. This is helping. I just do it at the end of a hard day's work. Just one, you know? I've earned it. Also, nobody knows. Was Kasumi gonna tell somebody? She ain't gonna tell nobody. Better not tell nobody. Kick her ass. Even though she's got a sweet ass. But I haven't been looking. You don't know me.
Shepard, the women's restroom is on the starboard side of the ship.
Alright, that's what I was told happens. Edie will eventually tell you the same line as if you go into the the wrong gender bathroom. I'm not entirely sure what the point of that is, or what it's supposed to mean. I'm not sure if Edie thinks I'm gonna throw up, or Edie thinks I wet myself. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. Alright, well, apparently I've sobered up already. Miranda?
Commander, what can I do for you?
I was about to say, while we're good and drunk, let's go talk to Miranda, but that solved itself.
Do you have a minute, Miranda?
There's a lot to do, Shepard. Maybe another time.
I'm drunk, though. Damn it.
I'll let you work.
Of course, Commander.
Fair enough, I guess.
I haven't had a meal that good in a long time.
I didn't think Rupert had it in him.
He's right over there. You guys have anything to say? No? Alright. Star speed! Sprint through my ship in my evening gown. Why am I still in that? They didn't really give me an option. Maybe it's just permanently in that from now on. Who knows?
Shepard, need me for something?
Just wanted to talk.
Have you got a minute?
Can it wait for a bit? I'm in the middle of some calibrations.
Why aren't you considering calibrating me anymore? Why don't you ever look me in the eye anymore?
Talk to you later, Garrus.
I'll be here if you need me.
Should have fucked him when I had the chance. Nah, we're still going for Kelly, damn it. Even though they're giving me, what is that, like, that's my 4th option now with Thane? It's kind of ridiculous, but we're still going, right? In Mass Effect 1, I had 2 choices. In this game, they've doubled it. They haven't given me the option of Jack. I'm just saying it's something that I would have considered. Grunt.
Not grunt. I like it. I have a clan. That makes me... It makes me want to fight, not just able to. And Uvink, I wanted to disembowel him, to tear out his spine like a trophy.
We did this to calm you down, or save it for the collectors? Let's be mean. Save it for the collectors.
Can you focus that on our real enemy, or do I have to lock you up for the ship's safety?
I get it now. It's part of what I am. It was just delayed because of being tank bred. Now that I know it's not an outside thing, and I have a place as a Krogan, I like it. Our enemies are in trouble, Shepard, and we better not run out of targets.
Someday it'll end. It has to. No shortage there, or I can't have you going rogue. No, someday it'll end. It has to.
I'm not planning on living like this forever, Grunt.
Talk like that, and it won't be your choice. I'm sure as hell not quitting with a whimper. Just so you're clear where we stand.
Alright, a little bit of Paragon my way. No Renegade, though. Does he have anything to talk about?
Shepard.
Let's talk about you.
Just checking in. How are you doing?
Humans talk too much. Like the tank. Come back later.
Fair enough.
That's all for now.
Shepard.
We'll try again later after I do something. I don't know what's going to be next, but I'll think of something. I assume Jack doesn't have anything to say. Engineers are silent as well. We still have 2 people to recruit, don't we? There's 2 people still on my my list. Anything to say, Zaid, before I go?
Back for more.
Always.
I've done a lot of crazy things, but I never tried to take on a Thresher-Maw on foot before.
I had it
Standard
covered.
operating procedure when you get a Thresher-Maw is run the hell away. Pick up sticks. Move the hell out.
It wasn't that hard.
Krogan don't know any better, I guess. Still, hell of a fight.
I still would have rather had the Mako.
Me and the buddy were hard to take out this one guard, Matthias, I think. Hell, I forget. Turns out it was a trap. We got jumped by a hit squad. 2 Batarians, a Krogan, and a Hanar. Damn jellyfish nearly choked me to death.
Expert assassins.
Wore a neck brace for weeks to cover that up. Haven't underestimated a Hanar since.
Shoot him in the face.
I should let you go. Talk more later, Shepard.
Alright, I think we are good to go here. I think that is everything on board the ship. Let's head back to the CIC and we'll see what else we can do. Chances are I'm going to be doing some probing. Have I done anything here? No, I have not. Alright, so I assume that the buildings in this area, or buildings, the planets in this system are interesting. So let's look at Kruban. Kruban is tidally locked Venusian hothouse, its surface perpetually obscured by clouds of sulfur and carbon dioxide. The first group of Krogan brought into orbit by the Solarian uplift teams requested a trip to Kruban. The Solarians at first thought the Krogan were confused about the nature of Kruban's environment. The planet is named for a Krogan mythological paradise in which honorable warriors feast on the internal organs of their enemies. In fact, Krogan astronomers had correctly deduced the nature of Kruban in the years before the global Holocaust. In the 2 millennia since, Kruban had come to be thought of as an ideal test of one's toughness. Every year, a few Krogan attempt to land on Kruban and exit their ships naked in an attempt to prove their Kroganhood. The planet's surface is littered with the crushed, corroded remains of the ships. Only one, Shoth Norda, is known to have returned from the surface alive, albeit with most of his bones crushed and all 4 of his lungs damaged by sulfuric gas. Norda recovered from his trial to the adulation of his people. Until he died in 1943, he could lie with any fertile female he wished. Was it worth it, though? That is a question. Probably not. Let's explore everything else, and then I'll go get everything later. Doesn't look like anything is good here. Nothing interesting, at least. Head out here where we can find Ruam, which is not all that interesting either. Everybody's talking about the helium-3 on these gas giants, but I don't know, not that interesting to me. Where the hell is this planet out here? Is this the last one? Feels like there should be one more that I'm missing. Vol? Also not interesting. Yeah, there's one more planet. Is it in the asteroid belt? I'm not seeing anything here. Oh, I see it. Right there. What are we looking at here? Enter the orbit. Dirac. Dirac is a small, heat-blasted rock lost in the blinding glare of the star Aralak. It occasionally traps a trace atmosphere of gases blown in on Aralak's powerful solar wind, which inevitably blows the gases back out again. The planetoid has a few valuable lodes of heavy metals, which were sporadically mined by the Krogan at the height of their power. In the closing years of the rebellions, the 5 clans working the planetoid fell to fighting over a particularly rich deposit of iridium. All 5 clan warlords agreed to a meeting at a neutral location to negotiate a truce. Unfortunately, all 5 arrived planning to betray their fellows. While the leaders and their seconds met, all their bases were destroyed by simultaneous hypervelocity cannon strikes. Left with only the food, water, and air in their hard suits, and with no way to call for rescue, the warlords apparently fought each other to the death. The survivors of the 5 Dirac clans on Tuchanka still argue about which clan's warlord was the last one standing. Like I said, interesting. Now it's time for me to go around and probe all of these to my heart's content. Alright, that is all taken care of, so I am now going to go to Dirac and Nith, and I will let you know if there's anything interesting there, and I'll probably probe all of them and get all the minerals that I'll probably ever need, and then some. Meet you on the other side, though. Well, pretty much the only thing I found interesting around here is this giant freaking star that I could just go right through the middle of. Manton here has a good explanation of it, so let's read this. The Class B blue giant Nith was once the most strategically valuable system within Krogan territory. Though far too hot for habitable planets, Nith emits thousands of times the energy of a main sequence star like Earth's Sol. With help from Solarian uplift teams, the Krogan constructed a chain of solar power collector stations in orbit around Nith. These vast arrays beamed power-to-particle accelerators on the surface of Manton, which manufactured anti-proton fuel for warship thrusters. In the Krogan rebellions, the Spectre agents managed to get a virus into the computers of the solar power arrays. Every 5th array suddenly applied braking thrusters. The arrays behind them piled up, and all were reduced to wreckage. This has since dispersed into a relatively stable ring system. The Krogan never had the resources to rebuild the solar arrays, depriving them of their fleet's main fuel supply for the remainder of the war. The particle accelerators still exist on Manton, but have not been used in thousands of years. As you can see, it's hot as hell, 641 degrees Celsius. That's, I don't even know, that's over 1,000 probably in Fahrenheit. It's hot. As in, don't go there. How do you even build something there? Alright, that's the only thing that I wanted to go over. So let's head all the way back to Aralak and move on. We aren't done. I do need to purchase more supplies and fuel and things like that, but that should not take too long. I do have a lot of palladium. There was quite a bit on crew band there, which is kind of a shock considering that it's rarely ever the case that what they told me with the rich planet actually turned out to be rich. It's weird, but we are now moving on. We are gonna head to the local cluster. Apparently we have to go through the Serpent Nebula to get there, but this sounds like a good place for me to go. So we are off. And we can see what we can do here. I assume that everything here is going to be interesting, let's be honest. It's even got Pluto here. Pluto does not have a ring. Is this after it got declassified as a planet? It's now a dwarf planet. All right, Mercury. Let's start with Mercury. Like I said, I assume everything here is going to be interesting. A handful of solar power stations exist on peaks of eternal light at the north and south poles of Mercury. The difficulties imposed by the planet's proximity to the sun and high orbital velocity have limited development. There's only 340 people there. I assume 170 at each power station, something like that. But yeah, it's hot. It is hot there. I assume that there's nothing for me to scan. Nothing that I care about. Moderate. Whatever. Is there no fuel station here? Also, it says that I've already explored everything here. That's a lie. All right, next up is Venus. Where the hell is Venus? There's Venus. With its molten temperatures, sulfuric acid clouds, and crushing carbon dioxide atmosphere, Venus has only a handful of aerostat research outposts, so 800 people. It's still hot as hell, and 90 Earth atmospheres. Is it really that bad? I knew it was bad, but I didn't know it was that bad. There actually is something here? The hell? All right, there's good. I'll try to make this quick. I didn't anticipate actually doing any probing around here except for one very specific spot. So we're trying to go quick. All right, that's good enough. We got the goods. We're ready to go. All right, let's head to the big one. Let's head to Earth. That is one big Pacific Ocean. For detailed information, please refer to the Standard Issue Alliance Galactic Codex. Earth's orbit is riddled with debris generated by Bootstrap. Space development, use of kinetic barriers is recommended at altitudes over 85 kilometers. It's got 11.4 billion people. There are L4 and L5 stations with 250,000 each. Strangely enough, the orbital distance is 1 astronomical unit. Its orbital period is 1 Earth year. Its day length is 23.9 Earth hours. Its atmospheric pressure is 1 Earth atmosphere. Surface temperature is 23. Seems a little low, but the surface gravity is 1g. All the ones that are exactly 1, the reason that they are 1 is because it's based on Earth. So, unfortunately, they're not going to let me scan it, and I can't make it rotate any faster. But it does seem like there's a lot of stuff going on here. Seems like there's some lights where there are people. Right, there's not a lot of people in the middle here, but there's a lot of people on the coasts, right? So, unfortunately, like, how do I make it go faster? Left, right? No. WASD? No. Wait, yes! WASD does it! All right, let's go over and look at Africa. Africa is huge. A lot of people underestimate the size of Africa. You can fit pretty much all of North America inside of Africa. It's bigger than that. You don't necessarily think of that, but there it is. We got Europe up there. Europe's barely there. Madagascar down here. We got the Middle East and Turkey. Come on, let's go. Let's see where all the people are. Let's face it. This is where all the people are. There's some India right there. We got a whole bunch of China. Southeast Asia, a lot of people over in these islands. I know here in America we sometimes forget that there's a whole bunch of people over here, but we got, Indonesia, Malaysia, Philippines. That's Taiwan, right? And then we got Japan up there, Korea. Russia is barely here because we're really kind of focused more on the southern hemisphere than we usually do. And then we got Australia, hanging out by itself. Once again, everybody around the coast, primarily on the east coast from what I understand. And now we're back to the Pacific Ocean. I think that's New Zealand right there. So there's Earth. Apparently, we cannot mine there at all. Next up, we have Mars. Once considered a prospect for terraforming and colonization, the discovery of faster-than-light travel turned Mars into a quiet backwater. Its southern pole is a historical preserve centered on the Prothean ruins found there. Immigration and development are restricted as the search for Prothean artifacts continues. Negative 138 degrees Celsius there. There's a trace amount of atmosphere. I thought there was more than that. Oh well, I think we're good here. So, we have gone to one of the poles. One of the rovers did. I forget which one. I want to say it was the southern pole, but I don't know.